Hey yo guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. The name is Ntwananam Kabele. Yeah, the sex gold, the R. Kelly of sex. My mind's telling me no, but my body is telling me yeah. Man, you know what it is, man. Yeah, I'll get the singing right. I'll try to be a vocalist soon so that I get the singing right, because I like that song.
My mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes. Baby, I don't want to hurt nobody, but there is something that I must confess.
Guys, today is my very first episode of content to YouTube. So I will be posting like numerous videos, hopefully, of my opinions on things, man. Cause I feel like we all have an opinion, and I'm just bringing mine to the table. Whether you agree with it or not, it's not my problem, right? And I'm hoping to do a little bit of more street content as well, of other people's opinions or views. And I'm also hoping that one day, as the channel grows, I'll get guests to come through, and then they share their stories and stuff like that. So yeah, man, it's going to be an interesting journey. Just get used to the face that you see, ugly or not, or medium. Yeah. So in today's episode, what I decided to do was not just to post a random video of myself, right? Just talking and having an opinion. I decided, let me do a review of this series that I just watched on Netflix. It's actually quite intriguing. It's called Fatal Seduction. So it's local, it's South African, and it's very witty. It's very thrilling as well to watch. I like the passion behind it and stuff. So yeah, man. The cast to the show is Humutso Christopher. On the show, she's known as Nandi. There's Tapelo Mukwena, who's Leonard. He's Nandi's husband, so to say. There's Ngele Ramulondi, Zintle. She's a daughter to Nandi and Leonard. We've got Nat Ramabulana, who's Vuyo. He is Leonard's brother, right? And then we've got Lunati Mapofu, who's Brenda. She is the friend to Nandi. And then we've got Prince Grootboom, who's Jacob on the show. We've got Francis Shelto Douglas, who's Laura. And then we've got Rizal Janak, who's Amira on the show. It's a very intriguing series to watch, guys. I would advise, if you're on Netflix, not just to waste your data on other things at the moment. Just go down there and watch, so the background of the story is that as it begins, right, Nandi was pregnant like months prior, so she lost the baby, or miscarried the baby, right? So what happens is she has these sexual urges because she has not been intimate with her husband for quite a long time. All right, she actually feels feels suspicious of her husband, because he's getting numerous text messages from his PA, who's Amira there on the show. So they're texting back and forth about reservations that she has made. And on one of the episodes, Nandi actually comes across, I think it's a check of 60-something thousand. She feels that he is buying items for her, for her. I mean the PA, right? So that's what leads to the cheating, because she has not been intimate, she has sexual urges, she has not been physical, and the husband doesn't look at her the same. He blames her for the loss of the baby and stuff like that. So that is basically the background behind the story, man. So that leads to the cheating. On the very first episode, Nandi actually goes out with a friend to this weekend getaway where she meets up with, or while they were sitting on the beach, right? This hunk, I would say, attractive young male walks past, and for me, when I viewed it, or having to watch the whole series, right, I think that he did that deliberately because he knew that the ladies were going to actually be hooked on him, right? So they waved at each other at the beach, and then Brenda encourages Nandi to actually hook up with the young man and stuff like that. But at that specific moment, they don't hook up. They actually meet on the boat party where they get better acquainted. That's where they talk, they get to know each other a little bit. Then Brenda comes, gate crash, they talk right there. And when she looks at the guy, she feels very suspicious that she has seen him somewhere, and she cannot wrap her head around it. Like she suspects that he might have a brother or a father who looks like him, because she might have seen him somewhere, right? So as the show progresses, right, guys, they go back to the beach house where Nandi and Brenda had booked for the weekend. So once they were there, uh, things get heated, right, between Nandi and the young boy who's known as Jacob on the show. So they get into this really incredible sex scene, really passionate. The chemistry, I don't know how they do sex scenes as they act and stuff like that, but it just seemed so real, to the point where I felt like, oh, it's actually happening. It's actually quite intriguing. I mean, like the passion behind it, the tearing of the clothes, the breaking of the items that were there and stuff like that. Like, it was just heated. I really enjoyed it. I don't know whether it's because Kanye Mbao has set the bar so high with the wife scene, that actually other people are trying to follow those footsteps, but it's actually good. I mean, like, it's up to par. It's yeah. So yeah, like, as we proceed, at the end of the show, right, it's discovered that Nandi discovered that the boy Jacob is actually a student of hers in one of her classes of law that she's teaching. So that's where the episode ends. But on the following episode, that's where, like, they discover that Brenda is dead, and it's not known who killed Brenda, right? It's not known. I mean, like, even though Vuyo has done some investigation, and then he has discovered that it might have been Jacob who killed Brenda, but it really does not depict that on the entire series until the end. It doesn't, like, the series ends without knowing who actually has killed Brenda, for me, in my own opinion. You understand? So then after that, I feel like Nandi was getting too attached to the young man, right? Where she felt like her husband was not even enough anymore. She wanted a divorce. So they came up with this thing of saying, you need to tell your husband that you don't love him anymore. You want a divorce. So what happens is they go. She goes to the anniversary party, knowing that she's going to her anniversary party because her child, her daughter, Zintle, lured her into the party. So they surprised her in a way, right? So she gets there. She's unhappy. She's just thinking, like, how she's going to tell this guy that, hey, Pella, I want a divorce. That one. So she fails. That's when Amira comes along and then dishes out the news that her and her husband, Nandi's husband, were texting on the plans of the anniversary. And that's when she has discovered now that, oh, he was not cheating on her with the PA. They were actually planning a surprise anniversary party for her, right? at that time it was too late, man. Like Jacob had already developed an obsession with her to the point where he actually follows her to her house. He gets close to the husband just to get into her life. You understand? He even sends her flowers at the house. Like, it's very suspenseful. So there's a whole bunch of things that are happening with this series, man. It's actually pretty good. It's actually nice to watch. I would advise that people watched it. I mean, I have. Why not? You understand? Because at the end of the day, Brenda died on the show, and it's not discovered like who has killed her. So I'm hoping maybe on the following season we would actually have to know who killed Brenda, because Jacob himself told Nandi that he did not, on the very last episode, he told Nandi that he did not kill Brenda. He's not the type to kill a woman, you understand? But Vuyo did his own researches, his own investigation, and then in his mind came up with this, according to the proof that is seen from the CCTV footage, because she was strangled with a belt. So he think that it's Jacob who killed her. So at the end of the day, it's not really disclosed who killed her. You understand? But in my opinion, I just feel like, because Brenda, the reason why Jacob's father killed himself in the first place, because he was framed. I think he was framed for the death of the child that was found killed in the bushes, right? So Brenda made false statements to convict Jacob's father, and Jacob was now out for revenge, but he didn't necessarily want to kill Nandi, although he was infatuated with her. I think we just need to watch the show a little bit more just to have a clue of what's really happening over there. So yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. I like the chemistry. I like the teaching that it comes with the episode, with all those episodes or the series. I like the passion. I love everything about it. I just think or believe that we can, all these different series can elevate to such a point where we are suspenseful. We are anxious to watch them at the end of the day. So yeah, man, it's your boy Ntonano, the sex god, Arkelo Sex. You know what it is. Utomi evil angaringwani zvitajika. Vada kujala vekutika.